Okay, welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. I was just got a chanter, was messing around a little bit with his stuff. You can actually name these chants you make. I named this one Harbinger's Dirge because it starts with this. There really isn't much of a reason for me to create a separate chant. The only reason I did was this starts with the dirge, but to be honest, that doesn't really help. So I'm going to start with the quick, oops. Okay, we're going to go down here. We're going to start with quick, and actually no. I'm going to start with this, and go this. The reason I'm doing that is because if I start with this, there may not be any enemies around. Okay, but I'm rather liking the way they do the chanter there. That's pretty cool. It pretty much, and all the spells have these kind of really fanciful names. It's really nice. That's really kind of bardic. It is neat.
Following your lead.
Thank you. Thank you, Kana.
Certainly.
We can go in or we can continue clearing this outer space. I think we'll continue clearing this outer space. I'm trying to oh, tab. That's the button. Lizard skins, knuckle bones, and the teeth of various sizes lie among the weeds. So, some years back, there was a elven village here, and it was destroyed. And we're going to destroy that shadow first, because it will die easily. Did the will-o-wisp go down first? Wow.
Finish them!
I thought the will-o-wisp took longer to kill. Spirit residue. We're going to continue clearing out the ghosts in this area. It's our duty as a watcher, right? That's what watchers do, is handle ghosts. I think watchers are supposed to, ease the dead on to passing, not destroy undead, but I kind of... Kana, what are you doing way over there? I wonder if we have room... We probably have room for 6. Yep, this implies 6. Okay. Okay, let's come back around here. The hedges grow in shaggy heaps, shot through with weeds and tall grasses. Can we get in here? We can. Let's go in here first. Pillars of Eternity has been localized in several languages. If you would like to experience the game in a different language, you can do so through Options menu. This is not looking very pleasant. From the outside, it looks more like a house than a keep. The dog is still following us around. That's because it's an equipment item. The sour odors of rancid grain and spoiled fruit permeate the air. Dust and rusted utensils cover the countertop. There's apparently nothing here to get, though. How much you want to bet we'll end up having a undead counter here? Rats skitter among the broken stairs. Hey, dog! Can you go hunt down the rats? Are you that kind of dog? You got smaller when we put you as a pet, didn't you? You went from being a hound to a terrier. Here we go. The shelves creak under the books. Many of the covers are molted with mildew. There's nothing there. Cobwebs bind the remains of a broken alembic, a cracked mortar, and various shattered bottles and vials to the table. Bright hollow. This is bright hollow? It's not too bright. It is fairly hollow, though. Okay, Xeal. You know, considering Xeal's way of handling things a lot, I shouldn't be surprised she's ready to lie for those looters. Well, yeah, I'm the one that chose it. Rogues enchanters start with a bonus to mechanics. Interesting. I wonder if we have somebody who can pick those doors in the Radric's Hold Sanctuary. Let us check Kana's mechanics skill, shall we not? I don't think he will have much. He has 1. The priest has better. Okay. Ooh, that map gave me 50 XP. I am creeping ever more slowly. Okay. I'm imagining that the Elven village was here before the keep was. That is a tall keep. That looks like it was a chapel. Probably to Bareth, the old Watcher.
Do you think he'd be...
Do you think he'd be mad enough? I don't know. I don't know what you were about to say. I see ghosts. I see shadows and phantoms. I should probably look at his chair. Let's see. Come on, attack things. Do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Do everybody a favor.
What? Moen Ixi.
These are spirits, not vessels. Vessels must be the physical one bit.
Oh?
Gray and brown pelts of mice flit between the boards. What were you saying just before we got attacked? Shadow, shadow. Let's see, what were you saying before we got attacked? I don't think we'll ever know. Here we go. Wait, do you think he'd be mad if we sat in his chair? He doesn't have to know. Nice, Eater, nice. I think I'll keep with the chat thing there instead of the combat thing. I can always look at the combat thing if I want to. I don't think that is his chair. I think he's just taken up residence here. I don't think this was his place. As you come to the end of the Great Hall, you perceive an inviting warmth radiating from a grand throne wrought out of marble, its masterful artistry out of place amidst the castle's more practical stonework. The veiled face of a woman is carved above the throne's backing, watching over the room with hollow eyes. As you approach, you feel the warmth fluctuate as though stirring. A voice rings out from the carving, permeating the fortress through stone and air.
Another watcher in Cadnua, glowing very brightly indeed to these eyes. What strange happenstance.
I'm looking for Maerwald.
As am I. If you should happen to find him, I would be glad to know of it. Each day his absence brings new dust to my halls, new cracks to my stones. It's shameful is what it is. The Earl would never have let it come to this. You are free to search for him here. I will unbar the way.
Tell me more about Maerwald. You said these were your halls?
Not as a land is its lord's, more as a child is its mother's. This castle was my design, you see. The Earl appointed me to do it. I was getting on in years. I knew it would be my only chance to build something magnificent.
Okay.
When it was built, I couldn't bring myself to part from it, to go back to my lonely home. I begged the Earl to let me stay, to take care of it. It was all I wanted, and he granted it. Years later, when Bear's Usher finally came calling, I begged the Earl to find a way to let me remain, and so he did.
Are you imprisoned in that throne?
Imprisoned? At times it feels that way, I suppose, but it's more that I reside here. The throne was brought up from the ruins, one of the first things they found. As a last favor to a dying woman, the Earl arranged for me to be moved into it. Audra is an accommodating vessel for a soul. Oh, it's not as confining as it seems. I can feel the whole keep from here, and all things that are tied to it. There's something about this throne and its construction. Or maybe it's something about this place. He was a great man. He came here one day, young with long hair and polished armor, and he banished the dark things that had come to lurk in this place after centuries of neglect. He could see the beauty of this place, the way it had been, so he claimed it for his own when no one else would take it. We worked together to restore it. But he began to grow distant some time ago. He never told me why. He retreated deeper and deeper into the keep, never leaving, sending servants for food, hiding himself from my sight. The restoration stopped. Now, to look at the place, you'd never know the progress we've made. In most places it's worse than it ever was. And all I can do is watch it crumble around me. I can feel his presence faintly somewhere deeper inside the keep. But he uses his gifts to confound me, and my senses are dulled while he does so. I only wish I could know his mind.
Okay.
The Earl of Yenwood, the original in fact when Deerwood was a colony. He found this site, the only ruin Ere Glanfarth refused to defend, and he believed its wealth would be great. The keep was his way of defending his family's claim, and that claim became his obsession. He had to know what lay beneath.
Let's go back to the part where the people that fanatically defend all ruins in the area refuse to defend this one. What? That's usually a bad sign.
He devoted his life to excavating the ruins below the keep. They had been sealed with rock and soil. Deliberately, it would seem. Years passed, and with them the Earl. He dug his entire life and never found what he sought. His obsession became his sons and his sons' sons. And one day, that young Earl broke through.
What did he find?
An endless maze, incomprehensible in its construction. But he would never come to learn more than that. Vile things had taken residence there, vile and dangerous. They poured up through the keep and slew its residents, the Earl among them.
Well,
after that, the keep remained abandoned, unused, wasted. Maerwald's mastery of this place was the first hope I'd had in 200 years. How I've longed to see it as it once was. I can only guess why all this has happened. I fear I've wronged the gods putting this place here, and they've doomed me to watch it wear away into dust, to witness my own folly. Take care in your search. Many dangers lie in wait here.
okay, before we move on further, let's look at the areas that weren't barred to begin with. Oh, the treasury has nothing in it. Oh, this is just out. That's not going to work. Oh, well, no, it isn't just out. I went and looked away from the screen. I looked back in. Hey, there's a shadow. Aloth, get back here.
Certainly.
You do the thing. I'm beginning to think it is time for a camping event. Camping is not allowed in this area. Is camping allowed in the previous area? Is camping allowed here? Camping is not allowed here. Let's head outside and see if camping is allowed outside. Because I kind of want Durance to stop being concussed. I'm fine. Magrin wants me to burn something. This looks like a good thing to burn. No, 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 no. We're not burning the keep. No! Magrin says we should burn it. I always do what Magrin says. Yeah, you need to rest. There we go. Ooh, can't give you a specific thing.
You're a newcomer to the Deerwood as well. What do you make of it so far?
I haven't had much time to take in the sights. Fair point. I've been here a short time myself, but the locals leave a strong impression, I find. The food, too. They're a rather refreshing bunch, otherwise, I think. I've whiled away an hour or two talking to regulars in one tavern or another, and everyone from the merchant to the servant has an opinion to share. This is a good way to put it. Damage reduction can never completely eliminate damage, but it can greatly reduce it. Good to know. Classes like Wizards and Enchanters start with a bonus to lore, and also the background Mystic.
Certainly.
Let's see. There was a thing here. Spiders have taken up residence in the empty shells. Oh, blood bother. Ooh, there's a thing over here. Durance, take a look at that, now that you're no longer concussed. This map shows Deerwood's old colonial borders. A settlement called New Dunrid is marked in the place of present-day Defiance Bay. I imagine Defiance Bay was named after the rebellion. So there wasn't much in there except for ghosts, and more ghosts. Well, shadows and phantoms, but ghosts. Okay. That's the way up. Should we go up? Or that's the way she unbarred. Let's go up before we go the way she unbarred. What are you doing? We're making sure the rest of the keep is clean and safe and nothing's going to... Actually, that's Durance. Like, we're making sure that there's nothing going to sneak up behind us from the rest of the keep. Oh, I suppose that makes sense. Well. Oh, there's all sorts of things to look at. Something has made a nest out of old straw and mattress sticking. There's still mattress ticking. It feels as if cobwebs are the only things holding this rickety old mess together. Okay, nothing really interesting up there. That must be a Bareth church. Hello, Bareth's church. I've killed a lot. No, I haven't killed. I've killed some of your paladins. That I've done. And a couple of your priests. I hope that doesn't give me a problem with you. But you are the god of death. You probably are expecting it.
There's my little soldier.
What?
Been out playing soldier again, have we? Go wash up and come help me shuck these peas.
As you draw near, the apparition in front of you resolves into an elven woman. Her stringy hair is tied back and she tugs at a loose thread on her apron. There's a distant hollow look in her eyes until she notices you. She thinks she's talking to her kid. You know, I'll bet the locals slaughtered a bunch of people here before this area was turned into a colony. And I'll bet that's why these ruins aren't guarded, is because they're cursed. Turns from you long enough to produce a basket that, like her, is shimmering and semi-transparent. And no complaints. You've got to eat your vegetables if you want to grow up strong and be a real soldier one day. Just like we agreed, right? She watches you out of the corner of her eye. Say nothing. Soldiers are important.
Soldiers are important people. They defend the weak and punish the wicked. You're too young to understand now, but there are lots of wicked people. People like the man who murdered your father.
Okay, she crushes another husk between finger and thumb. Remind me what happened to my father.
Before you were born, the Glanfathans attacked settlers like us. They said we'd knocked over some of their special Adra rocks. That's why they call it the Broken Stone War. They got very angry, and so they came into our villages and killed many people. Your father was one of them.
A pod slips out of grass and she jabs the side of her finger with a jagged thumbnail. She says nothing. Her skin slowly turns from white to red. He was one of the people the Glenfathans killed? That's what I said. Her voice is low and hoarse, and her hand is frozen over the basket. Something dark and empty clouds over her eyes. She drops the basket.
That's why you'll be a soldier one day. To protect and to avenge. Why don't you go back out and play? I'll finish up here.
Okay, now I wish I had just stopped and listened to the old man. She was an elf, and he was an elf. I may have gotten more of the story if I had listened to him instead of tried to talk to him. Oh, poor Ezekiel. She's so new to this whole Deathseer thing. Watcher. Deathseer is my... Ooh. Ivory spinners. These are spiders. Okay. Kana, for reference. These count as beasts. Ooh, there's some over there too. Aloth, why are you in front? Okay, you got a shield, so go this way. You go this way. Durance? No, you're not Durance. Here we go. Whoa, there's tons of them. Okay. That's my timer. I think. Well, look, there's one right there too. I hope these spiderlings aren't as weak as they have been for a while. That's a lot of spiders. I'm gonna stop this video and start another one. See you in a little bit.